It began over the summer with a new direction. St. Joe's Prep turned to head coach Charlie Van Kula to guide the next chapter of Hawks hockey. And from day one, the expectations were clear. Blend veteran leadership with emerging talent, and you will be playing meaningful hockey in February. Now, that vision has become a reality. Behind a senior core of Braden Fisher, Adam Sharafi, Ben Kurson, Tommy Ely, and Michael Castelli, the Hawks find themselves right where they aim to be, with a chance to punch their ticket to the APAC Championship next Wednesday. Across the ice stands the Hun School, ready to extend their season and spoil the story. It's Game 4 between these two teams, and it starts right now. Hawks hockey is back on WSJP. It is the APAC semifinals between St. Joe's Prep, the number 3 seed, versus the number 2 seed, the Hun School. For today's broadcast, I'm Ryan Sullivan, joined by Sam Salamone. Sam, how we doing?
I'm doing good. It's freezing in here, though.
It is very cold in here, but we're going to power through it here today. Sam, the last time we were in this arena, the Hawks got a 1-0 shootout win over Malvern Prep. Braden Fisher, the man to score in that game. Since then, the Hawks, they have defeated LaSalle College High School. They lost to Holy Ghost Prep. And then on senior night, final game of the season, you and AJ were there. They defeated Father Judge. I mean, since the win over Malvern Prep, the last game we've been on the air together, what have you seen from St. Joseph's Prep?
I've seen excellent goalie play. I know Holy Ghost, they got 5 goals late, but I've seen excellent goalie play, especially when we're at that senior night game versus Father Judge. Declan Geary and Bruno Minardi, even Michael Garr, thank you. They're playing great. I mean, I would like to see how they're playing in that Judge game tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we will see. Obviously, it's going to be Declan Geary starting in the net tonight. But as you can see on the top left of your screen, the Hawks have pulled out the big guns for this game. I mean, just about every swing you could really think of is playing in this game. You know, you see guys like Connor Martin, Will Sav, Vinny Burnett, and amongst others coming at Joseph Dara. I failed to mention him as well. A lot of these guys playing in today's game. So we're going to see what the lines are today from Coach Van Kula and how he disperses the talent. But standing across the ice, Sam, as I mentioned, the Hun School, 2-1 against St. Joe's Prep this season. We'll talk about those matchups in a few moments as we are going to get our starting lineups and our national anthem for today. And currently, we just have everybody standing, waiting for the starting announcements. There we go, getting ready to go. And we will take a break for our national anthem here on WSJP. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in a few moments. Back now on WSJP after the national anthem break. We are about to get into it, and I guess there are no starting lineup announcements. I mean, we are starting almost 10 minutes later than the initial time we expected, that being 3:30. So we will just be going on the fly here today when it comes to this game and the starting lineups. And you know, Sam, I have to admit, the music today, not bad.
No, it's usually pretty bad, but for tonight it's good.
But Sam, let's talk about this. Let's talk about these two teams. I mean, obviously we know the two APAC games. The Hun School got the win in both of them, which led them to becoming the number 2 seed in the APAC. But the Hawks, one win over the Hun School, that being in the Purple Puck tournament down in D.C. The Hawks took home the crown. Then, I mean, this is a game where it seems like the Hawks on paper had the better talent, but the Hun School just had the Hawks number, it seems like.
I mean, the Prep have beaten this team in a big stage.
Yeah.
The APAC, not the APAC, the Pro Puck Championship, they played from behind for most of that game and beat this Hun School team.
And here we go, starting things off at Iceline. And the Hun School who won the face-off, Cole Gargon starting off with an early shot. And there's Valley, swings it around. That one over to LeBeau. Valley trying to come flying in and take it away. Pass down the ice, and here we go. The Hun School trying to get a breakaway to start. The Hawks trying to knock it away, but a nice job there from Cole Gargon to intercept the pass. Has no one in front of him, so he's just going to have to clear it down the ice. As we apologize, a bit of camera problems to start here, but we will get that fixed for you in a few moments. There we go. Apologize there, but nonetheless, here we go. The Hun School trying to get back into the swing of things. Mulligan gets it down the ice, and he finds over to Kelly Lepage, but he knocks it too far out in front of everyone, so it's Adam Sharafi to come up with it, but Lepage gets it right back into the possession of the Hun School as he tries to knock it out, and he does. That one over to Eli Brumer. The Hawks, though, able to knock his passes away. Curson trying to resecure for the Hawks, but the Hun School quick to the puck. Passes in the middle of the ice, dangerous there, but Jake Ely able to recover. Here comes Braden Fisher down the other end, clears it, as he will be in pursuit, but Eli Brumer is there as well for the Hun School. Fight for it in the corner, and there is, I think that's Connor Martin, Jake Ely able to knock it away. Kelly Lepage down the ice, clears it. Declan Geary doesn't get a chance to touch it. Quick start in this game. The Hawks have not really been able to secure the puck, as the Hun School have been really aggressive. Jake Ely has it taken away as the Hawks get a line change in. You see Tommy Ely, Vinny Burnett, Cole Sullivan, Adam Sharafi back on as well. Burnett able to knock it back down the ice again, fighting for it with Brumer. Burnett tried to find Cole Sullivan, but it's knocked away by Espana, as Cole Sullivan's able to get it back over to Vinny Burnett once again, but there is a fight for it behind the net. Sullivan closest to it for the Hawks. Can't find anyone. Sullivan gets it back in his possession. Has a bit of breathing room for a moment before there was more Hun School players trying to come flying in and take it away. Ralte knocks it away. Center to Burnett, but he couldn't get a stick on it as Espana knocks it away. Vinny Burnett recovers for the Hawks as well as other players. This one over to Sharafi, who takes a shot, saved.
I'm liking what I'm seeing from both teams so far. Like I said, the Hun School got out early in the Pro Puck matchup. And the Prep had to play from behind. And all year the Prep has not been able to play from behind. They won that game. And they don't want to be in that position again. That's what they're doing right now. They're trying to get shots in early and to, just score early and play from head.
Face-off won by the Hawks. Curson tried to take a shot there. Darrow almost tipped it, but was not able to do so. Look at the sleeve on the ice. I see that! And taking a hit was Tommy Ely, as the Hun School will have to get it back into their own territory. Curson got a stick on it, but couldn't continue with the takeaway. Cleared down the ice over to Tommy Ely. Cross-ice pass to Connor Martin. Over to Noah Stool. Here he comes. Down the ice, trying to get by. Takes a shot. That one off the back of the net as the Hun School recovers, specifically Tong. Too far out in front of him on the pass, and it's taken away by the Hawks. Here's Ben Curson back on the ice to Tommy Ely a bit slowly as he tries to get it back to Curson once again. And finally, the Hawks can get a bit of breathing room on their own side of the ice. Curson Able to get by a few defenders, has to get by a lot more, though. Here he comes, and he is flying down the ice as the Hawks will get a line change in. Though he is stopped by Tong, amongst others, in the corner. This one knocked towards center ice as LeBeau swings it over to Mulligan. But into the possession of Adam Sharafi, making some fancy moves. Gets knocked down. No penalty called. There it is, actually. There is going to be a penalty called. 2 minutes in the box. And the Hawks will get a power play.
This is a good sign for the Prep. They're off early. They're drawing fouls. They are drawing penalties, excuse me. And, you know, I'm just really liking it so far. You know, it's cold. It's early. Malvern versus Holy Ghost going on later. So I'm just liking what I'm seeing so far. Trying to get up early.
Indeed, and now that'll be LeBeau tripping. 2 minutes in the box for him, so the Hawks starting out with a power play and an opportunity to take an early lead as Frankie Ely resecures for the Hawks as the Hun School try to clear it down the ice. Ely off the boards. There's Michael Castelli. Has Gargon on the outside, and he'll get a off-the-board pass to him. Gargon moves it across the Curson, back to Gargon, gets it inside. Here's Castelli, takes a shot, but it was tipped before it could get to the net. Frankie Ely rebounds for the Hawks as he tries to get it out to Ben Curson, and he does. Gargon, wide open, takes a shot, and it's knocked away. The Hun School able to clear it down the ice, but here we go. Could be a possible shorty opportunity as there's Luca Jean. Not able to get anybody down the ice with him as it is cleared. Espana gets it back for the Hun School, and now he will just clear it down the ice. Declan Geary lightly taps it over as Luca Jean is still there, and he takes a strong hit from Ben Curson, who now gets it. He is on the right side of the ice, has players getting back towards the middle. Frankie Ely making some moves, gets it to Gargon. Curson going to come out of the game. Ely back to Gargon. Jean takes a hit, or a fall, I should say. Bit too far out in front of Adam Sharafi, but he does get it back. Cross-ice pass to Gargon again. Tries to get it inside to Ely, but the pass had a bit too much zip on it for him. Ely takes it back out. The Hawks will reset. Just 40 seconds remaining left in this power play. Ely tried to get it inside. There's a rebound for the Hawks. Nothing there. Good stop from Gargon, though. That pass tipped in the air by Espana. The Hawks might have to reset here, and they will have to. Sharafi just takes it out of the Hawks' neutral zone as Frankie Ely gets it back, and the Hun School trying to get a quick line change in as the Hawks try to take advantage. Gargon back behind the net. Has to deal with a couple of Hun School players as Cole Sullivan gets back in for the Hawks. Sharafi tried a cross-ice pass, but it was too far out in front of Frankie Ely. This one knocked down the ice. No opportunity for icing to be called as this is a power play, ladies and gentlemen. Sharafi, nice hit there on the boards on Dolan. And that will end the power play here. So the Hun School very good on the penalty kill here today. The Hawks with not really anything when it comes to shots on goal. Fight in the corner, resecured by the Hun School. Darce knocks it down the ice. Sharafi looking around, has to try and get it away. Pressured in the corner, and you can just hear the clicking of the sticks on the puck. Jake Ely loses it, has to knock it down the ice, and he finds Braden Fisher, who will just clear. The Hawks will get some substitutions in. John Wagner on for the first time today. Will Savarese also on for the Hawks, so more of a defensive approach, if you will, for St. Joe's Prep. But now maybe Michael Washlick trying to rebuke my statement, as he will actually just come right out of the game. Never mind there. Fisher to Wagner, who barely secures it. Jake Ely tried to center it to Fisher, but he taps it off to Vinny Burnett, who couldn't secure it. Darst fighting for it, as the Hun School will come away with it. Luca Jean cross-ice pass over to Honan. Knocked away, though, by Curson as Jake Ely tries to find someone in the middle, takes a shot of himself, but it was tipped by Ezra Bruma before it could get there. Lots of physicality from the Hawks in this first period. Here's Jake Ely going to try it again, try to get it to Fisher in the middle, but once again, Bruma is there to knock it away. Ben Curson to Fisher, gets hit on the boards hard by Ezra Bruma. We've called his name out a lot in the last couple of moments. Fisher on the ground and taking hits as everyone. My, oh my. Pass down the ice. I don't know if it was touched by Fisher. I'm sorry, Curson. It was not, so we keep going. Just under 10 minutes remaining here in this first period. Fight in the corner, won by St. Joe's Prep. For now, Vinny Burnett has it knocked away by Van Ratley. There's Tommy Ely trying to dance around defenders. Fisher there. I'm sorry, Cole Sullivan actually just there to set a pick. Off the board pass. Burnett goes down. No tripping called, though, from the officials. And
Yes, it is.
actually, never mind. You were right there. I didn't see the hand go up. Sam, you got a better eye than me. And, yep, that will be, I believe, another tripping call. Or no, it's not.
Offsides, maybe?
Oh, yeah, offsides. I got excited there for a moment, Sam.
Yeah,
I
me too.
thought I was right, but clearly I was not. Sharafi out, Curson. I think someone has to come out. They're saying Curson has to come out of the game.
I don't know. But these little, penalties like offsides are going to kill the Hunt School.
Yeah.
They've killed the Prep before. They've killed the Hunt School before. It's just gonna come back to bite them.
Very physical game so far, as you saw Van Ratley deliver a hit to Gargon. Off the board pass over to Michael Castelli, but flying in to take it away was Kurowski. The Hawks able to get it back as Ben Curson behind the net. Cross-ice pass to Tommy Ely, who just leaves it for his brother Frankie, but he has to go back to get it. Gargon can't find anyone down the ice. Tried to center to Tommy Ely, but knocked away as the Hun School will get it back in their possession. Not for long, though, as they will get a line change in, and the Hawks will try to find their way down the ice once again. Ben Curson has his pass knocked away from Valley, and he resecures it in the neutral zone of St. Joe's Prep, as this one is knocked into the netting. We'll get a stoppage of play and a face-off.
What I'm liking from this Prep team is there haven't been any icing calls. So far in this game. I think this is the longest we've gone in a Prep game without an icing.
Yeah, Sam, barely giving you a chance to talk.
Yeah, it's really just great discipline by both teams. As you said, this is a big physical game. Both these teams, huge guys.
Yeah, lots of stick fighting going on there, especially between Michael Washlick and Valley. But the Hun School are the ones to come away with the puck, as they will try and take it down the ice. But there is Adam Sharafi to make sure that does not happen, as he will stay with the puck. Cross-ice pass over to Jake Ely off his stick, couldn't secure it. That has been a problem in some games for the Hawks this season. Down the ice, secured by Adam Sharafi, as there is a glove that is going off. That is LeBou's glove. Physical game indeed. Sharafi and Ely trying to get to the net, but it was knocked away as the net goes out of place, so we'll get a stoppage of play.
That's also another thing that has reoccurred in Prep games is the goal coming out of where it's supposed to be, and that's just unfortunate because it's a whole killer, right? Prep's going down, they're making shots on goal, they're attacking net, they're crashing net, and it's just maybe somebody gets nicked or the goalie moves back a little bit trying to save the puck. It just kills the whole, kills it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Hawks win the face-off. Ely around the boards. Cole Gargon is there. No one really near him, but he has to get it away over to Frankie Ely. Ely to Curson. He fires. Saved and secured.
I like what I'm seeing out of Tommy Ely right there, trying to lay out in front of the goalie to maybe redirect it off the ground, or maybe saw something and went down or got pushed. That's also another thing. But, I like that he's getting physical, getting down, and trying to make things happen.
Face-off won by the Prep. Curson barely secures it. It came flying at him, but now the Hawks will have to reset as the Hun School's defense pressuring them. Frankie Ely off of his stick. Oh, nice move around Luca Jean. Cross-ice pass over to Cole Gargon, and now the Hawks 3-on-2 advantage. Gargon to the middle of the ice, shoots, and it just goes right. Got excited here at ice line as we thought Cole Gargon could have put the Hawks on the board. That one zipped towards the net. Here we go to Ben Curson. Jean lays out. Curson gets it to himself again. Oh my goodness, what a catch. Good offensive possessions for St. Joe's Prep. Just can't put it in the back of the net.
No, this is,
I apologize here, folks. There's been a power play for the past couple of moments. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, maybe there was something on that, what we thought was offsides.
Yeah, there's actually 1:12 remaining left on this power play.
There's another penalty on
Oh, there's
on Broomer.
oh my goodness.
I don't even see the refs calling it. I just hear the whistle, and that's really it. You just got to be more attentive, Ryan.
That's on me, folks, at home, Just Sam and I today, but nonetheless, here we go. Adam Sharafi down the ice. The Hawks with a huge advantage. Sharafi tried to leave it for Braden Fisher, but he wasn't there. Fisher gets it back, though, for the prep. Hunskool, very aggressive. As Michael Washington gets it back, and there is a stoppage of play.
Looks like another penalty.
Oh, goodness, this would be.
Looks like it is on Fisher.
Oh, no. Unfortunate there for St. Joe's Prep. So the Hawks will have the advantage. Braden Fisher called. Looks like it was a check, illegal check. So now the Hawks will have a power play. Still have the power play in their advantage, but the Hunskool will have a power play for about 25 seconds later on in this contest. But for now, the Hawks with an advantage. That being for about 40 seconds. Adam Sharafi, cross-ice pass, opportunity for the prep. Cole Sullivan shoots, saved.
I also want to bring up something that the prep will take this to shootouts if they have to.
Yeah.
If they have to play defensive the whole game, they will. And that's kind of, not really what we're seeing, but they're keeping it out of their own zone, which I really like, eliminating the Hunskool's, the Raiders' opportunity to score.
The good thing for the prep is that it is 4-on-3 as we speak, so an opportunity is big for the prep. Here's Gargon. Swings it over to Sullivan. Ely cutting to the net. Good stop there by Darst as the Hunskool will try to clear it down the ice, but it's resecured by Frankie Ely. Ely passes over to Gargon. 7 seconds remaining here in this official power play for St. Joe's Prep before it's full strength for a few seconds. The Hawks got to get a shot off here. There goes the power play. So we are at even advantage, 4-on-4 for the next couple of moments before the Hunskool will have an advantage. Sharafi just shoots it as he went down swinging and turning. Sharafi, though, takes it away. Again, trying to get through the fenders, but he couldn't get a shot off. That one knocked down the ice. Icing called.
They must have read something in practice and film on Sharafi, because they're checking him as soon as he gets the puck. I mean, we saw Malvern doing that with Gargon the last time we were here, but Sharafi was kind of pushed to the ground a little bit, almost made something happen. Would have been great if he did.
James Fratt aggressive there with Kelly Lepage on the face-off as the Hawks win it. Cross-ice pass over to Ben Curson. And it's taken away. Tommy Ely around the boards over to James Fratt, but he can't get it on his stick. There's Broomer, specifically Eli, loses it. Matt Castelli, who's back in the game, tries to pass it to himself off the boards. Espana, though, is there for the Hunskool, but the Prep are still very aggressive. And James Fratt takes it away, tried to shoot it, but it's rebounded by Castelli. Couldn't get the shot off. Taken away by Espana. Almost dangerous for the Hunskool, as now they have a power play for a couple of moments. Offsides called.
James Fratt has just been chippy all these past few games. He was chippy in the Father Judge game, the last game we were here versus Malvern. These guys he wants it.
Yeah.
He wants it more.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Face-off coming here. The Hawks, only 16 seconds remaining on the penalty kill. Face-off won by the Preps, and now all they really have to do is clear it, and that is what Tommy Ely will do, as that will pretty much do it for the power play. So the Hawks had an opportunity with the 5-on-3, but the penalty from Braden Fisher debunked any opportunity the Prep have had. Washlick, cross-ice pass over to Jake Ely, but he could not secure it. Fisher back in for St. Joe's Prep as Michael Washlick takes it away. 3-on-3. Washlick, double team in the corner, and there will be a call. Will be a penalty on Tong of the Hunskool. So we are right back to this power play. mean, it has been a chippy first quarter, as you mentioned, Sam. First quarter, first period. Face off there. Much needed win secured by St. Joe's Prep, but the Hun School, the aggression has been here and it continues. Pass out to Adam Sharafi. He fires. No good. That one goes left. Braden Fisher on the rebound for the Hawks. Darst and Jake Ely fighting for it, but Jake Ely is there, the fastest for St. Joe's Prep. Pass out to Sharafi. Takes a shot. Saved.
Sharafi trying to get something going. A bit of a deep shot. We don't normally see that from the Prep. No. We usually see them crash net, maybe a chip in, but almost never we get a slap shot from deep. That would have been exciting if that one managed to find its way in the back of the net.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those this season, but as Sam mentioned, not too often the Hawks get a deep shot goal. Sharafi tries to center it. No one's there, though, for St. Joe's Prep. Fisher and Dolan are there. Fisher's the one to come away with it. Now to Sharafi again. Had a one-on-one, but he loses it, and Espana hits it right into Braden Fisher's stomach. I'm sorry, that's actually Cole Sullivan's stomach. I apologize. Espana, though, this time will be able to clear it down the ice. Just about a minute remaining in the power play, as there will be some substitutions in for both teams. But the Hawks still trying to get something going here on this power play. Gargon. He has a shot. He'll take it, and it goes top right. And another clear by the Hun School. That one was quick. The Hawks are able to stop it mid-ice. Gargon able to keep it with himself. No offsides called there on St. Joe's Prep. Frankie Ely, who's back in the game, gets it around Espana. Has to deal with the rest of the Raiders. Van Ratley, though, resecures as he clears it down the ice. 20 seconds remaining. If the Hawks are going to get something here on this power play, they're going to have to do it very, very quickly. And that will pretty much do it here for the power play, as the Hawks will not really get a chance to get down the ice. 10 seconds remaining. Gargon's got to go quickly here. We know how fast he is down the ice, and here he goes trying to do it himself, and he has the opportunity to try to take a shot, but it was knocked away.
You know, I also want to mention Cole Gargon's 13-goal season. Trying to get his 14th right there would have been huge for the Prep. Obviously, every goal in this playoff is huge. And like I said before, this Prep team will take it late. They will not let up. Excuse me. They will go to shootouts if they have to.
Yeah, you are 100% right about that one, Sam. And here we go. Face off there, won by the Hun School as they clear it down the ice. Here's Ben Kerson. Kerson trying to do it himself as he gets behind the net. Pressured there by Broomer and Valley. Fisher, though, able to come away with it somehow for the Hawks, but he couldn't get a shot off. And taken away by the Hun School. Here's Mulligan. Has Valley with him as he clears it down the ice. And that is
delayed penalty.
Yeah, oh goodness, that is going to be a penalty called. And fighting going on at the net. And I mean, Sam, I don't think we want to sound like a broken record, but this has been a very, very, very physical game between both teams.
No, and I like it like that. I like it physical.
Yeah,
you know?
No doubt about it. And it will be Valley to go to the penalty box. There has been so many penalties called on the Hun School. We will see if the Hawks can take advantage. And he is frustrated as he goes to the box. But now St. Joe's Prep will have another opportunity. They will go into the second period with a power play. So we'll see if they can get something done in the final 1:30 in this first period, and they will start it out right as they win the face-off. Sharafi to Frankie Ely. Back to Sharafi, now to Gargon. To Sharafi again. He fires. No good. No rebound there for the Prep. The clear was knocked right to Sharafi, now to Gargon. Cross-ice pass to Frankie Ely. Back to Gargon again. Gonna try and take it inside. Gargon fires, and he scores!
Cole Gargon with his 14th of the year.
St. Joe's Prep have taken a 1-0 lead over the Hun School, and that is what we were expecting, Sam. On one of these power plays, the Hawks got one, and now they lead 1-0 over the Hun School. 1:07 remaining left in the first period. That's what you wanted to see.
That is exactly what they wanted to see. And there is no one in the penalty box for the Hun School, and they took it off the
Well, they
board.
scored.
Excuse me. Sorry.
It's all good.
Jeez, man.
It's all good. It's been a long week, honestly, so far. We had that day off on Monday, though, so you know what? It all works out. 1 minute remaining left in the first period. Gargon trying to do it again, and here he comes. Got held up a little bit there from Valley. Gargon tried to take a shot, though. It was knocked away. LeBou swings it back over to Darst. Michael Castelli on the chase. Espana swings it. Mulligan over to center ice. Ricocheted by Will Sav. Michael Castelli pass on the boards, or clear on the boards, if I will. 30 seconds now remaining. Here comes the Hun School once again. Mulligan. Cross ice pass over to Darst. Here they come. The Prep have a wall forming, caught by Declan Geary.
And that is the first shot on goal for the Hun School.
Wow.
That is
There's been a lot of penalties, though.
almost uncanny.
Yeah, there's been a lot of penalties, though, in this contest called against the Hun School. So that's going to have to be something that they clear up going into the first intermission. 20 seconds remaining left in the period as the Hawks will just try to ride this one out. Ely down the ice, and Darst is there for the Hun School as Fisher is in pursuit. So is Michael Washlick. Hawks can't take the pass away. Tommy Ely, just a bit of stick pokes over to his brother Jake. And that will do it for the first period. St. Joe's Prep with a 1-0 lead over the Hun School. And we'll be back for second period action in just a few moments. Live here on WSJP, semifinal action in the APAC between St. Joe's Prep and the Hun School. Back at it here on WSJP. Second period action between St. Joseph's Prep and the Hun School. The Hawks with a 1-0 lead over the Raiders. Sam, a first period that really came down to the wire for the Hawks to score with a lot of penalties called against the Hun School.
Yeah, me and Ron were talking. This Prep team should have a lot more goals than they have.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was 2 penalties by Valley for the Hun School.
Well, the Hun School coming out aggressive, but so is Braden Fisher. What a hit on the boards. As Darst gets it back on the cross-ice pass. Kelly Lepage knocks it down the ice. Some fighting between both teams. Darst calling for it on the outside, but it won't go towards him as it will go to Jake Ely instead. Sharafi has Michael Washlick, and he gets it to him. Here he comes, 2-on-2. Washlick and Fisher as Washlick just clears it, and the Hawks will give up on this possession. Interesting move there from St. Joe's Prep, as you thought they might have had something, but maybe they'll try again on this one. Fisher and Washington do not have the advantage as that shot is caught. Line change on for both teams.
I think the reason that Prep fell back is because it was going to be offsides.
Oh.
He put his hand in the air. So, yeah, I think that was going to be offsides.
When you look at hockey, you got to look in front. I can't really look at it's hard to look at the officials in the back. Shout out to all the professional hockey broadcasters out there, even the college level. They do it well. You just got to have a good multitasking eye. And they will fix something here. You can see it on the right of your screen. I'm not really sure what they're fixing. I don't know if it's a broken piece of the ice, and they're just washing it off. I don't know, Sam. We've seen a lot of firsts here today.
Yeah, a lot of firsts. Like a one shot on goal for the Hun School. Not getting anything going so far.
Yeah, but we'll see if that changes here. They have been able to get the puck in the Hawks zone for somewhat of the minute that we have played here. Face-off won by the Hun School. Nobody could secure that pass as Tommy Ely will re-secure for the Hawks down the ice. Whistle blown. We'll get a face-off down the other end.
It's like it's a penalty on Tommy Ely.
I thought it wasn't icing. I thought it could have been offsides, but actually 2 men in the box, so it's 4-on-4.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. They're both delayed penalties.
Yeah. Not necessarily sure, but as once again, it's hard to see that out of the corner of your eye.
No,
but
Ryan.
Yeah, 4-on-4.
This is a part of the game I'm unfamiliar with. Will they just, since both come out, will they go to the center? It looks like they will not.
No, they will go down to the Prep side of the ice.
Okay.
So, yeah, 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. So, obviously, we saw when it was 3-on-3 against Malvern in overtime, Sam, the game significantly changes when there's one guy on the ice, or one guy less on the ice. Shot here from Darce, knocked away by Declan Geary. Will Savary secures for the Prep as the Hawks seem to go more of a defensive approach. Maybe Cole Gargon trying to change that. Oh, what a move, as Espada, though, does a great job of knocking it away, getting it between his legs. And it is going to be offsides. Or actually, yeah, no, actually, no, a delayed penalty.
Looks like it's on the view.
Wow. I think it's going to be holding called. Sam, there have been so many penalties, it's hard to keep up.
Yeah, this is a first. Definitely a first. If we had, if we were keeping track of penalties, obviously somebody could probably go back at the break and tell you, but there's so many, so many.
And now the Hawks with another opportunity to make this a 2-0 game. Another penalty called on the Hun School. A lot has been called against them here today. The Hawks trying to take advantage once again. Hawks are able to come out of the power play with a eventual victory. Sharafi, Gargon, he had the goal early on the power play. Lots of fighting inside of the net. Castelli, shot, saved, and secured.
Castelli going for his third goal in 2 games. Almost had a hat trick last game. All in a 1 minute span. Can't believe that. He had 2 goals in the 1 minute span. Went for the third. It was a crazy save by the Father Judge goalie. But trying to get one here.
We will see if he can do so. Got that one on senior day. Shout out to all the seniors. There's a lot of them on St. Joseph's Prep Hockey. Gargon takes a shot. That one was ricocheted into the top of the netting.
I think it went towards the locker room.
Goodness gracious.
It was like, that's crazy.
My oh my. As we said, Stan, there's been a lot of firsts today. But nonetheless, face-off, well, won by the Prep, but it kind of goes into the advantage of the Hun School as the Hawks will be forced back into their own zone of play. And now they will reset. Gargon gets it in front of Frankie Ely. Ely tried to make a pass off of Darce to himself. He is able to be successful in that. Ely around the netting, puts a stop on his skates. Fighting with Espana, tries to get it away. That one out to Gargon, knocked away though, as Sharafi is quickly getting there. As he is able to get it back. I mean, the Hawks have a lot of fancy moves on the Hun School here today. Sharafi trying to fight through the contact. Gargon zips it to Frankie Ely, too far out in front of him as he just tries to leave it for the Hun School. The Hawks can get back, and that one's saved by Declan Geary. We'll get a face-off. And now Declan Geary takes a shot.
Holding his guys back.
Yeah, they definitely did not like that one. Luka Jean there with a shot on Geary. After the play. He's going to get a talking to from the officials.
Maybe even the box. Yeah.
Yeah, they will call a penalty.
That's the third guy in the box.
Wow. They will call a penalty on him, and that is going to create a 5-on-3 situation. The Hawks saw this earlier, but a penalty called on Braden Fisher did not allow the Prep to fully take advantage of that 5-on-3 situation. And now the Prep with a massive opportunity, 42 seconds, with 5-on-3. Shot here saved. Nothing there on the rebound for the Prep. Washlick has Curson, and he gets it to him. Back to Washlick again. He takes a shot. Saved.
Now, I don't know what's happening with Tommy Ely, because his thing is not up on the scoreboard, and there's a player.
That could have been a
misclick.
No, not a misclick. It could have been a I apologize. I don't know the wording. A bigger penalty. What would you describe that as? Where he has to be in the box. He can't get on the ice.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. It's a big opportunity for the Prep. Curson saved there before it could get to the net. 8 seconds remaining left here on this 5-on-3 advantage. You got to take a shot. Curson, another one. Saved, rebound there! And it's saved again! And now some fighting going on between both teams. A scuffle, obviously. APAC semifinals going to draw a lot of attention.
Washington very upset with himself.
Yeah, he probably knew he had that one, as you could hear the ooze from the crowd. As the Hawks will get a line change in. 1:17 now remaining on official power play. 5-on-4, Hawks advantage. So they still do have a chance to score. Just had a better one a couple moments ago. 13:31 remaining here in the second period.
Yeah, I want this to keep going for the Prep, holding the Hun School to only 2 shots on goal so far. I mean, if they can keep it that way, keep it low, they'll come away with this one.
They got to give credit to the Hun School, though. I mean, even on these power plays, they have been great in saving the puck. Gargon runs into Cole Sullivan, not what you want to see, as Valley clears it down the ice. Actually, that's not Valley. I apologize. Jimmy Dolan was the one to do so. Lots of hitting going on between both teams. Gargon takes it away from Mulligan. No one is there off the boards, as Adam Sharafi will slowly get the puck back for the Prep as he knocks it back over to Frankie Ely. And here he goes. Wow, he is fast. Has Gargon behind him. Castelli in the middle of the ice. So is Cole Sullivan. Ely not able to get anything done on the pass. Gargon, Sharafi, try to take a shot. Nice block there from Dolan. Mulligan clears, and that will most likely do it for the power play. The Hawks had a 5-on-3 advantage for 42 seconds, but have not been able to score. And here we go. Maybe they will get an opportunity, though. Gargon really being stopped by a lot of Hun School players. Sharafi, opportunity, shot, saved! Rebounded, though, by the Hawks. Castelli tried to center it. Nothing there for Cole Sullivan. He was boxed out of the way before he could get the shot. The Hun School trying to get down the ice. Big hit from Frankie Ely. Valley takes a hit as well from Sharafi. Castelli takes a hit. My, oh my. Sharafi has men on his back. Gets it to Gargon. Over to Cole Sullivan. Pass too far out in front of him. And that one, I think, went into the net, but Sullivan delivered a big hit. And yeah, but the whistle was blown beforehand. I think that one went into the net, Sam.
Yeah, it did.
Oh, my goodness. That would have been a disaster. And that is going to be a cross-check called on Cole Gargon. So now the Hawks will have a bit of taste of their own medicine. Into the penalty box goes Gargon.
Bit of discussion going on with the Hun School coach. And the referees.
Yeah, I mean there was a lot of hitting, a lot of just energy going on between both teams, a lot of just everything, honestly. So now the Prep will be down a man, and the Hun School with a big opportunity to tie this game up.
You know what make this game even better, Ryan?
Oh no, I don't know.
Student sections.
That would have been great.
That would have been great.
That would have been a
hopefully
thing to see.
You know, we normally don't root for Malvern, but I'm kind of rooting for Malvern later tonight.
Well, you know what?
So we can get a student section over at Penn.
Yeah, you know what? That would be a great game.
That'd be awesome.
That would be. You know, that is a reason to root for a team. Obviously, I think the Hawks would take either of them. I don't think they're ducking the competition at all. But just for the sake of a student section, I think that most Hawks fans would root for the Friars tonight. But maybe that's not the case. Maybe that's not the case. Anyway, Hawks clear the puck down the ice as the Hun School will try to get something done again. Washlick, great job to keep it with him. And once again, cleared down the ice by Ben Curson. Only 2 shots on goal in this game for the Raiders. The Hawks with 20 as they are able to knock it away. Washlick into the middle pass, and that is going to be a penalty called on the Hun School, 4-on-4. We will have another penalty, Sam, on the Hun School.
This is crazy.
Man. This has just been a game.
You never want to see this.
This has been a game of a lot, and that is was going to be tripping called. 4-on-4 for a minute 21, and as the Prep will have a man up for almost 40 seconds. Hawks win the faceoff. Ben Curson gets by a few defenders, takes a shot, saved.
The Prep, I mean, this would be huge if they get a goal right here. This, I mean, the Hun School bench just looks dead, man.
Yeah.
You hardly ever see any players just sitting there with their gloves off.
Well, the problem
the bench.
is that they've had to work so much because there've been so much, movement because you don't really had 5-on-4, even 5-on-3 for a few occasions. Aiden Quinn into the game for the first time. Gets it back for the Prep. Here is Ben Curson. Stick checks being drawn to him. Fisher tries to get it inside. He tried to leave it for Curson, though. It will be Ezra Broomer, the one to take it away for the Hun School. And now a 3-on-2 opportunity as Fisher tries to hustle back down the ice. The Hun School not really much urgency in getting down the ice as Aiden Quinn stick pokes it away. Fisher takes somewhat of a hit as he just brushes it off. Sharafi and Quinn, the 2 Hawks in the corner to take it away as Michael Castelli will resecure for the Prep, and he takes a shot. Valley takes a hit, and this has been a game of aggression here, folks. If you like physical hockey, then you like this game. Here is Fisher. The Hawks will have a power play in just about 7 seconds as Cole Gargon will be eligible to come onto the ice. Castelli has Fisher in the middle of the ice. He didn't see him. Trying to leave it for Cole Sullivan as the Hawks now have a power play. Fisher gets it to the middle of the ice, and it goes behind the net. Resecured again. Shot saved. Beautiful job, though, from the Hawks to center it. Just was not able to get the shot in the net.
Yeah, Castelli didn't even realize the puck was in front of him.
Yeah.
Let alone Washlick right there. But, unfortunate for the Prep. There have been a lot of opportunities to score. Not really, seizing those opportunities.
Right.
But, they're playing very well. I'll give them that. Both teams, very well.
Face-off one for the Prep. Sharafi to Gargon. There was a bit of miscommunication there as Gargon takes a hit on the boards. He tries to get it away, but Dolan was there to knock it away and clear down the ice. That will most likely do it for the power play as the Hawks will maybe get one last push. Sharafi can't really find anything. Try to get it to Gargon. Pass was knocked into the neutral zone. Washlick calling for it. Gargon keeps it for himself as he tries to dance around some defenders, but he's knocked towards the left side of the ice. Now the Hawks have an opportunity. Sharafi rips one, and it is ricocheted into the netting.
A lot of stoppage of plays, and
yeah,
you normally don't see it, obviously, but this is this is exactly how the Prep wanted to play this game. There's a lot of stoppage of plays to get breathers. We've seen in previous games where they've just been on and off the ice without really any stoppages, kind of forced to get icing or maybe even draw a penalty to get a breather. So I'm really liking that aspect of all these penalties and stuff.
Off the jump, the Hawks won the face-off. James Fratt took a shot that was saved. And once again, we'll face off. Vinny Burnett going to do it for the Prep, and Valley for the Hun School. Face-off won by the Raiders. But Noah Stool, though, was there to leave it for Hawks players. Burnett tried to knock it back to James Fratt. But it will be LeBeau and company to come away with it for the Hun School. Luka Jean got stick poked there by Aiden Quinn. The pass was at the center of the ice, and James Fratt takes it away for the Hawks, and here comes Noah Stool. Stool, cross-ice pass to Vinny Burnett. The Hawks do not have numbers, but they will try to score anyway. Burnett backs up a little bit, pass ricocheted by LeBeau, as Burnett will deliver a hit, but he's the one to go down. And he will frustratingly go out of the game. Valley leaves it for Luka Jean as this one goes around the boards and around Declan Geary. Aiden Quinn is there for the Hawks. The Hun School had the numbers and they came away with it. Jake Ely back on for St. Joseph's Prep. It has been a physical game and the fights on the boards have been a sight to see. Pass to the middle of the ice. The Hawks had numbers as they knocked it away. And it's going to be a delayed penalty called on St. Joe's Prep as the Hun School will get into the power play opportunity. Hawks will be on the penalty kill, the second penalty called on St. Joe's Prep here today. On Jake Ely, who just got back in the game. Will be slashing called on him. Now the Hun School, big opportunity to tie this game up. 7:34 remaining in the second period, Sam. And now, the Hun School have only gotten 3 shots on goal, but they still only trail by 1.
Yeah. Like I said, the Prep are missing huge opportunities with these power plays. And, just a bit sloppy play from the Hun School.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Hun School trying to keep it in their possession. Mulligan tried to shoot it as it got ricocheted into the netting, and there is still fighting going on even after the play. This has just been a physical game. Cheers from the section of St. Joe's Prep as Cole Sullivan will quickly go to the bench. Hawks try to clear it. Van Ratley not able to really secure it for the Hun School as still a lot of fighting going on. James Fratt's there in the corner, tries to knock it away, but the Hun School are the ones that come away with it. Here's Espana. Got it off the pass, goes to the middle of the ice, and that one was knocked off the skate of Michael Washlick as the Hun School will reset. Just over a minute remaining left in this power play. Sharafi trying to clear it, and he does. Beautiful job from Adam Sharafi and the Hawks as they will get Braden Fisher back into this game. They are still pursuing the Hun School. Michael Washlick, he is moving. Valley cross-ice pass as he gets it back. And he'll get another chance to get it down the ice for his team. He leads the team in goals this season with 8. As he has to take it out, and that one, I think it grazed the crossbar. As the Prep will try to get a shorty opportunity. Fisher, Washlick, not close enough to the net to take a shot. Tried to center it to Fisher, but he was boxed out by Espana. Washlick gets it back for the Prep. Fisher's at the center of the ice. No one was really there, but Washlick could not get it to him as he will come out of the game. For Michael Castelli. 23 seconds remaining left on this power play. Espana gets it back for the Raiders. Valley had his pass tipped by Fisher, but it still gets to where it was supposed to be, that being Luka Jean. Fisher clears down the ice, and that will end the power play most likely. The Hawks once again on the penalty kill. Great job. And they will get Jake Ely back into this game, and he is going to fly into it. Jean penetrates, Has his pass, or shot, I apologize, tipped by multiple Hawks defenders. Gene gets it back, going to try again. Had a stick in his face, and that is going to be another penalty called. Wow.
It's going to be on the Hun School.
Wow. That one called on Luca Jean. Another penalty on the Hun School. This has been a sight to see, ladies and gentlemen. There have been so many penalties called against the Hun School in these first two periods. It has handicapped them from getting a chance to tie this game up. And they have not been playing bad hockey at all. Gargon swings it over to Curson. Back to Gargon again. Pass was tipped to Curson, and the Hawks will have to reset. Gerson's going to take it himself as he just clears it down the ice. No one's really there for the Hun School. Miscommunication from everyone as Tommy Ely tried to leave it for somebody as it's cleared down by Jimmy Dolan. Geary comes way out of the net to tip it to Gargon. Dolan takes a fall as Gargon is going to come quickly down the ice. Here he comes. And Gargon has it knocked away, could not get a pass off, and another clear from the Hun School. It is as quiet as it could be in here now. Tommy Ely gets it past center ice, and here he comes. I'll try, it's Frankie Ely. They're brothers for a reason. But he gets it over to Tommy. Has Castelli in his way. As Tommy could not get a shot off or even a pass. Cleared down the ice again from the Hun School. Miscommunication from St. Joe's Prep. Under a minute remaining now in the power play. The Hawks have not been able to take a shot here in this power play opportunity. Gargon thinks it's all about a shot. Takes it. Saved. Nobody there for the rebound. Gargon, though, was able to come away with it once again around the net. Oh, what a move around Espana. Pass out to Curson. Takes a shot. Saved. And 15 seconds. If the Hun School can get it, clear it down the ice, that will pretty much end the power play. Gargon knocks it out to Curson. Gargon gets it back again. 4 seconds. The Hawks going to have to take a shot here. Gargon thinking about ripping one. He does. Saved again, and that will end the power play. Again on the penalty kill is the Hun School. Just over 3 minutes remaining left in the third period. Tommy Ely gets around two defenders. Has his brother Jake with him, and he tried to pass it to him as it was taken away from the Hun School. Vinny Burnett back in as well for St. Joe's Prep. Knocked just behind the neutral zone of the Hawks as Adam Sharafi resecures for the Prep. Gets around the net and also gets around Honan as well. Jake Ely, as the Hawks have numbers. Burnett takes a shot. Goal! St. Joe's Prep have taken a 2-0 lead over the Hun School.
That was huge for the Prep. Huge. I mean, so many opportunities, and they finally get one. This may be a huge momentum swing in the Prep's favor to maybe get even more goals and to hold it out.
Vinny Burnett just scored 1 goal in the regular season, now adds a playoff goal to his junior year resume. Swing up to varsity. Great game. And a great start to the playoffs for Vinny Burnett as he has that pass knocked over his head. The Hun School clear it down the ice, and I don't think that was touched by anyone from St. Joe's Prep, and it was not, so we'll get a face-off down the other end as icing was called.
Now, this is what we normally see out of the Prep, like a goal and then icing right after. Yeah. I mean, that's been a recurring theme all season, like right after a goal, the opposing team just like trying to slow down the momentum. Since momentum has been huge for this Prep team. Even all teams in the APAC have been just huge on momentum, as hockey is a high momentum sport, as is all sports.
No doubt about it, Sam. Face-off won by St. Joe's Prep, and the pass over to Jake Ely. knocked away. Braden Fisher to Washlick, who takes a shot. Oh, and he almost scored. It was saved just in the corner of the post. And Washlick, you could see he came out of that one frustrated. He's been frustrated a couple times here today. Had a few opportunities. But luckily for him, the Hawks still had that 2-0 lead over the Hun School. But, Sam, we have mentioned that the Hawks, they could possibly have a bigger lead if it wasn't for a few missed opportunities. But we shouldn't complain too much. Don't want to get too greedy. Down the ice.
I mean, the Prep, they do have 10 times, almost 10 times, the shots on goal.
No doubt about it. That is something. As a complaint from Eli Broomer in the corner, not heard by the officials. Washlick, middle of the ice, gets tripped, and that is going to be a penalty called.
I mean, you just can't do that. I think that was desperate for the Hun School. I mean, Washlick one-on-one with the goalie. That's really the only thing they could do, if I'm being honest. They would have to pray for Washlick to miss it, or they do that, which is, guaranteed to stoppage of play.
Tripping called on Eli Broomer. I mean, the Hun School, they've only not held the Prep on a penalty kill once, so, there is definitely a method to the madness there, if you will. So the Hawks will go into the second period with this power play, but now the Hun School with a chance to make it as a one-goal game. Shot goal! Valley scores, and all of a sudden, it's back to a one-goal game.
Like I said, anything can happen, especially with momentum. That was honestly a huge penalty on tripping Washlick, because he would have probably scored. Michael Washlick is one of the nastiest guys we've got on this team. And that is a huge, huge goal for the Hun School to get right back into it.
The Hawks still have the power play. Face-off won by the Hun School. And, Sam, we were talking about it before the game, why the Hun School have won against the Hawks. And now they try to do it again. Score that being, we've talked about why the Hun School have gotten these wins over the Prep. And it was stuff like that, breakaways and transition, that have led to goals. And that is why the Hun School have had some great wins over the Hawks in most people's opinions. I think in our opinion as well. But now the Hawks have an opportunity to get it back to a 2-goal game as they have secured the puck. Gerson's shot, and they score! Off the rebound, St. Joe's Prep have retaken a 2-goal lead.
A huge momentum. I keep saying momentum, but it is a huge swing right there. The Hun School trying to argue that it hit the glove of their goalie, or it was a high sticking. We'll await that call, see if they talk it over.
Well, if it stands, Michael Castelli was the one who scored. So, yeah, you can hear the yells from the crowd, high stick, and I don't know if I necessarily disagree. The stick did get pretty high there.
But I think it might have gotten in before.
Let's see. And it will stand. St. Joe's Prep have taken a 3-1 lead over the Hun School. 52 seconds remaining in this second period. And the bench of the Hun School still arguing with the officials. Michael Castelli, his 6th goal of the season. That including the playoffs now. I also failed to mention Valley scored his 9th goal of the season a few moments ago. So, big shout out to him. He's had a great year.
But, yeah, Castelli has been on fire these past 2 games. Obviously, almost a hat trick on senior night. Has one here. It's awesome. And I love to see it.
Face-off won by St. Joe's Prep, and now another opportunity. 3-on-2. And that shot saved. No rebound there for St. Joe's Prep. Knocked into the neutral zone of the Hawks. Great clear from Aiden Quinn, but it goes to Jake Ely. Here he comes. Ely, cross-ice pass. Fisher. As Jake Ely gets it back, but Valley takes it away. Great job from the Hun School to take advantage of some Hawks mistakes. And another delayed penalty. That one called on St. Joe's Prep. So the Hun School will go into the third period with a power play.
Yeah, 16 seconds left. Not ideal for the Prep. Don't want to start out. Um, don't want to start out at shorthanded.
Adam Sharafi called on the penalty. So 16 seconds, you just have to survive before game planning to come out into the third period. Though this could be a blessing in disguise as Coach Van Cool could game plan for how the Hawks want to come out in the third period on this power play. Ely clears it momentarily around the boards. Ely, Frankie that being, just trying to hold Espana, and he's doing a good job of that. Resecured though by the Hun School, and the Hawks will just stall as Ely will keep his stick and the puck in between. And that will do it. That will do it for the third period of action here at Iceline, pushing and shoving as the period ends. And we will go into third period action of the APAC semifinals. St. Joe's Prep with a 3-1 lead over the Hun School. And we will be back for 17 final minutes of action on WSJP. I'm Ryan Sullivan, joined by Sam Salamone. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few moments. back at it here on WSJP. Third period action between St. Joe's Prep and the Hun School. The Hawks 17 minutes away before they can advance to the APAC championship. But they have to get by the Hun School as they are on the power play to start this third period. A nice clear down the ice by Tommy Ely. Just a minute 30 remaining left in this power play before the Hawks can get back into full strength. And here we go. Espana down the ice. That one over to Tommy Ely, but it's knocked away. And now Fisher. Opportunity here. Shot! And that one goes right and into the netting.
No, what I want to see out of the Prep today, or not today, jeez, in this third period is a very defensive approach. Don't let up anything. Obviously, great goals for insurance, but you don't want to let up anything against this homeschool team because we know they can score. And coach probably gave him an earful about penalties in the locker room, so that they'll be on point in this third period.
Valley getting stick poked by pretty much everyone from St. Joe's Prep, and it leads to a clear down the ice by Tommy Ely. Under a minute remaining in this third period. Darsh gets by a couple defenders. Jake Ely hits the deck. Pass left for LeBeau, now to Valley. Back to LeBeau once again. And the pass over to Valley, not able to be secured. Ely and Espana fighting for it. 25 seconds now remaining left in this power play. Nobody's letting up for both teams. Mulligan has his passer secured, knocked away, whatever you want to call it, as Curson flies in for the Hawks and now tries to center, but nobody's there. Ely, though, closest to it for St. Joe's Prep as he just knocks it off the boards. Gets it to his brother Jake. Power play concludes as the Hawks now at full strength. James Fratt not able to secure once again. Tommy Ely cleared down the ice, and that is going to be icing called.
Pretty sure that's the first icing on
maybe.
The Prep.
Yeah.
First or second. The Prep have been great today with that sort of discipline, not being offsides too much. Offsides once early. Same thing with these. The ref hits the deck to the left of your screen. But, I'm really liking the discipline in that sense for the Prep.
Gargon gets it off the win for St. Joe's Prep. Cross ice pass over to Michael Castelli. Has Gargon in front of him, who takes a shot. Saved. And now Broomer goes into the net after a collision with Hawks players, and they are talking to the officials. I don't think they're liking the way that, well, obviously they don't like the way things are going as of now, but they do not like the way the Hawks have been playing. They have not seemed to like what the officials have been calling here today. That one flying off the boards as it's now 2-on-2. Here we go, down the ice. And that one's ricocheted off Sharafi into the netting. Another power play.
I think that right there was just like let's gather ourselves together. We're a bit unstable.
Yeah.
Physically and mentally. Let's get our guys together. Position in front of the Prep net.
I said another power play when I was supposed to say another face-off. There have just been so many power plays in this game, so I apologize for that. Gargon and Sharafi down the ice quickly. Sharafi just tried to take a circus shot there. Into the middle of the ice to Castelli, but knocked away. Almost another goal for Michael Castelli. Geary goes behind the net and leaves it for Hawks players. Stick poke by multiple guys as the Hawks resecures. They had the number. Sharafi avoids a big hit, and now Luca Jean with Gargon and Kelly Lepage. The Hawks surrounding Hun School players, and no penalty called. It looked like Castelli might have grabbed onto the stick, which is why there was no penalty. Ely shot. That one goes right. And now they will blow the whistle.
I think it looked like both Castelli and the Raider down here
Yes,
had their sticks intertwined.
Yeah.
And That'll be Gene into the box. That's his second penalty.
Oh yeah, they do call the delayed. There was a delayed penalty there. I thought they were gonna call it on.
Yeah, I didn't.
Castelli.
Like you said, the far ref. I was looking at the close ref to put his hand up, and he didn't do anything. So, obviously, again, shout out to those professional and collegiate announcers for really being attentive.
I wonder if they have like somebody who just watch that sort of stuff and like phones it into them.
Yeah, they probably do, but
yeah, but we don't have that here on WSJP. Maybe one day. We keep advancing technology, and you love to see it. Jake Ely, oh my goodness, what a move! Take a shot, and it's knocked away by Darst.
That was disgusting.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
From Jake Ely. If you want to finish that, that would have been, I would call that the goal maybe of the year.
Yeah.
That would have been in contention with Gargon versus first game versus Devon Prep, just slicing through the defenders there.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
You know, that would have been huge.
Sullivan tries to center it. No one's there. On the rebound for the Hawks. Sharafi off the boards. Fisher leaves it for Darst and company. Sullivan swings it over to Washlick, who moves it across the ice to Jake Ely. The Hawks resecure it to Cole Sullivan. That one goes into the netting as we will get a face-off. And now a full line change on for St. Joe's Prep. Combination of defense and offense. And if you notice today, Sam, Coach Van Kula kind of changing up the lineups a little bit, at least the lines.
Yeah, I mean, seems like Gargon and Frankie Ely have been on the ice almost the whole time.
Oh, and that's going to be tripping called on the Prep. So it's going to be 4-on-4 for almost 50 seconds exactly. And now some more pushing and shoving going on. Castelli delivers a big hit after the whistle. So Curson will go to the penalty box.
You know, the Hunt parents want some called, and it will be on Castelli.
Yeah.
But,
and
yeah.
There will actually be
one on Castelli and one on, looks like Ben Curson, I think.
Actually, no, it will just be one penalty.
Okay.
It is confusing with both of them in the box.
Yeah, I know.
Nonetheless. So it will be on Curson. You are correct there, Sam. And Luca Jean will be eligible to come back on the ice in 50 seconds. Actually, no, you are right. They didn't add it to the board, so the Hawks now down a man here, and it's 4-on-3. It's going to be 5-on-3 for about, I can't do the math, about a minute 10. Big opportunity for the Hun School. Oh, that one was close. No one was there to center. And now another delayed penalty called on the Prep. So it's going to be eventually it's going to be 5-on-2.
Oh, my goodness, man. Now, who is this going to be on?
Fisher into the box, and this is not good.
And there is a third man on. I guess I can't play with two
we
players.
haven't seen this, so
yeah.
Oh, here we go, cleared down the ice. So a good start for the Prep, even with 3 total guys in the penalty box.
Yeah, we're gonna see Washlick come up, and Quinn and Sharafi stay back as defense, as we've seen tonight with penalties when there's ever a shorthand for the Prep.
Shot there, saved by Geary as he lays out. Beautiful job from him to save it. And now another shot, that one off the post. Hun School with a big opportunity, trying to resecure, and it's cleared out. Bad pass. Now 5-on-3, advantage for the Hun School as they can reset with just about a minute remaining. Here we go. Valley. Try to do it himself. Doesn't have anyone on the pass originally. As Broomer to fly in, but Washlick gets a stick poke in there, and the Hunt School will have to reset. Not too far out, though. Here's Valley. Has Aiden Quinn on him. Knocked away from the prep. It goes to Broomer, but it's cleared as Broomer could not re-secure it. 25 seconds. The Hawks get a quick change in. Frankie Ely, Tommy Ely, and Adam Sharafi. And the Hawks will get both men back in the game if they're able to stay pat on this power play, not let up anything. Another opportunity for the Hun School. Broomer. Try to take a shot, and now the pass. LeBeau is so close to the net. Valley has it knocked away. Sharafi gets a stick poke in there. And now another penalty called.
Looks like they were trying to get a line change on as the guys in the penalty box were coming out, and maybe they think it's too many guys on the field. Excuse me, on the ice.
You know, I make that mistake so much, Sam. It's not. It's okay, but let's see what's going on here. As of now, it's full strength. So we'll see what the call is. Oh, let's see them make the call. It's not going to be full strength, though.
And it's like there will be 4 for the Pride.
Right, so
No.
This
3
is insane.
still 3. Okay, 3.
This is so more penalties.
Oh boy.
It has been a day here at Iceland, but it's been a good day. And the penalties are a little mixed up, folks. I apologize. I will try to fix that in a couple of moments. Shot here, knocked into the netting. So we'll get a face-off. And, folks, I once again apologize. Sam and I just here today, so we are trying to make do of what we have. But I have now fixed the scoreboard. Okay, we're good, Sam. And now a face-off won there by the Hun School. Here's a shot from Mulligan, and that one went behind the net. Rebounded there by the Raiders. Sticks are flying. And now a fight in the corner as it's resecured by the Raiders. Here's another shot and a goal! It was only a matter of time before the Raiders got themselves back on the board. It is now 3-2 St. Joe's Prep.
This is just crazy.
Yeah, this has been an interesting game.
3 men on for the Prep. And they have almost 30 more shots on goal than Hun School in the Hun School, and they're only up 1.
Timeout taken by the Hun School. Well, Sam, this has been something here today, and we'll take a few moments to let the viewers digest here on WSJP. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back. Back on WSJP, 9:50 remaining in this game. The Hun School with a man up with the power play for 1:20 remaining. The Hawks have not had full strength in feels like an eternity at this point. Pass off the boards. Not secured as Gargon gets it back. 3-on-2. The Hawks do not have numbers. Gargon has his pass tipped, but he tries to get back to the puck as Bibu knocks it down the ice and cleared by Aiden Quinn, but it goes off of Fisher's helmet as Gargon smartly gets it back for the Hawks as they try to just ride this one out as Sharafi knocks it down the ice, and they will reset.
It was actually off of Darth's stick.
I thought it was off
So
his
there were
helmet.
fans calling for high sticking.
Oh, interesting. And now Valley and Gargon fighting for it at center ice. Valley swings back around. Bibu has his pass knocked away there by Braden Fisher. 30 seconds now remaining in the power play. Bibu going to take it down the ice. Quinn and Gargon are there to defend. Now here is Sharafi. Valley behind the net, tries to pass, shot, saved by Geary. That is what you needed if you are St. Joe's Prep. Got to win this face-off to pretty much end the power play and a much-needed line change for the last 11 seconds.
Yeah, Coach Van Cool and the Prep are this is the most stressful 11 seconds of the game for them.
Yeah.
For us here on WSJP.
Hawks win the face-off, cleared down the ice, and that will do it for the power play. The Hawks will come away with it, still with a 1-goal lead, but they are going to have to survive the next about 8 minutes and 30 seconds with just a 1-goal lead. There's Vinny Burnett. He has a goal in this game. Had a total of 2 on the season. James Fratt just swings it behind the net as Cole Sullivan lightly taps into Broomer. Here the sticks clicking off each other, and now here comes Dolan down the ice with Tommy Ely. Pass knocked away, and it will go to Eli Broomer, but it's too far out in front of Dolan as Tommy Ely is the one to come away with it for St. Joe's Prep. Here he comes. Ely off the boards and passes it to himself. Try to get it out to someone as Fratt and Cole Sullivan are there. Ely might have a shot. He gets it to Fratt instead. Into the net. Rebound by Ely. Oh, what a save!
It'll be a late penalty on the Hun School.
Oh, and there you go. Burnett tries to shoot as the Hawks now will get Frankie Ely in. Much needed. Fratt, Burnett couldn't get the shot off. And they try to keep the Hun School away from the puck, but they will touch it now. The Hawks now will go into the power play. Much needed for St. Joe's Prep. Good catch from Sam on the delayed penalty.
Yeah,
and that is another one.
It looked like Espana, lost his stick and just fell on top of. I couldn't see the number, but it just fell on top of another player, and that's, unfortunate for the Hun School.
Unfortunate indeed. A lot of penalties called on them here today, as the Hawks will now have a man up for the first time in a while. It feels like there have been so many penalties today called on really both teams. That one cleared down the ice, as Geary will leave it for Cole Gargon. Gargon leaves it for himself in the neutral zone, has to go out to get it, and he just has to clear it. Ben Curson is the nearest Hawk there. Michael Castelli behind him now. Curson comes away with it, swings over to Frankie Ely, who gets inside and takes a shot, and it goes over the net. Gargon swings back around, knocks it in the mulligan, and now Ely tries to get ahead of momentum to the net, but he couldn't do so. Curson, backhanded pass over to Frankie Ely, who will try again. Ely, shot over the net once again. Now just a minute remaining as this one is pretty much cleared down the ice. Gargon. Maybe third time's a charm for the Hawks. Gets boxed out, and he takes a big shot! And that is going to be another penalty on the Hun School. That looked like a direct punch from Ezra Broomer. Lots of talking going on between both teams. Debut Tommy Ely and Cole Gargon. And yeah, Now going to be a 5-on-3 for the Hawks. Sam, it feels like in a hockey game that is not really foreign, but you just don't see it. In today's game, that's not the case at all.
Not at all. I mean, we saw it how many times today?
Yeah, I
Was
think
it the third, fourth time?
Yeah, something around there. Maybe you're keeping track at home. But now the Hawks much needed face-off win to possibly get it a 2-goal advantage. Cole Sullivan gets it from Sharafi back to Sharafi again. Sharafi swings around. Good defense, though, by the Hun School. Sharafi gets it to the middle of the ice. Sullivan and Ely, miscommunication. Washlick takes a shot. Goes right, and it's going to go almost past Cole Sullivan. Might have laid out to the detriment of the play. Still 5-on-3, about 20 seconds remaining. More miscommunication from the prep. But they are able to recover. Here comes Sharafi. Leaves it for Washlick, who shoots, and he scores!
What a goal and pass from Michael Washlick. Sharafi behind the back pass. 2 guys on the deck. And Washlick gets the 4th goal of the day for the prep.
Michael Washlick, he was so frustrated that he was not able to score 2 times earlier. Now adds his first goal of the game.
Man, I'm really impressed with that pass from Adam Sharafi. He saw 2 guys in front of him just go down
And
between his legs behind him. Just beautiful.
Now, Sam, I will I guess not hate, but be the one to bring you the news. Another penalty has been called on the Hun School, and now it'll be 5-on-3 again. Reset of a power play. It was called on Darst, so now 121 with 5-on-3, and then about 39 seconds with 5-on-4. This has been the most interesting game of the season, I think I'd have to say.
Yeah, the prep bench is loving it, too.
I mean,
you can hear him banging. The Hun fans not liking it. The coaches not liking it.
Yeah, this has been a interesting game. Nobody likes it from the side of the Hun School. The Hawks just clapping and staying quiet here on their side of fandom. 5-on-3 once again, and the Hawks win the faceoff. Now, Sam, I mean, for 2 minutes, the Hawks can really hold it. They don't necessarily need to score, but
it'd be nice.
Yeah. Well, maybe the Hun School are going to try and give the Hawks a taste of their own medicine. Not able to do it on that go-around. Frankie Ely, nice moves with the stick as he gets it in front of one defender, and it's going to be offsides called on St. Joe's Prep, so that's unfortunate there for the Hawks. Had an opportunity. Still the 2-man advantage for 56 seconds, so a lot of time still for St. Joe's Prep. The Hun School's coaching staff still talking with the officials about why these penalties have been called and why there are still 2 men in the box, but I think the penalty was definitely called after the goal.
Yeah,
so
the fans were saying, they scored, but, there was a guy that came out of the box, but then there was a penalty, so there'd be 2.
Yeah, so that is the reasoning if you are not sure at home. That's the reasoning from the officials. You don't have to agree with it, but no, we just kind of have to bring the news. There we go. Curson, Castelli. Just going to leave it. Not going to try for it as there were 2 Hun School players. Gargon has to quickly loop around, and he put that stick high in the air, and he's not. His box is out. Curson takes a shot, and it goes right. Castelli gets it back, and now swings it over to Gargon. Curson back to Gargon again. Takes a shot. Oh, I thought that one went in. Castelli on the rebound might have had an opportunity to go in, and the goal gets moved.
Yeah, I really thought that one was in. You hear, but like from our perspective, it looked like it was in.
Yeah.
But man, just a bit off. That would have. I don't want to say done it, but
No.
that would have definitely been, a bit demoralizing
Yeah.
for the Hun School if that one went in.
The first power play has concluded, so now just 5-on-4 for St. Joseph's Prep. Sharafi and the Hawks are able to win this faceoff. Washlik around the net, can't find anyone to center it to, and he did lose control momentarily, and he gets it back to Sharafi. Over to Jake Ely. His pass was tipped. Cole Sullivan and Jake Ely were there, though. And now it's tipped once again. The Hawks are able to knock it back into their own zone. Great job from Michael Washlik to make sure that there was no shorty opportunity. Jake Ely tried to go in between the defenders, and he took a hit, and so did Eli Brumer. Lots of physicality, no call from the officials, and Geary came way out of that net.
Another penalty on the Hun
Oh,
School.
my goodness. And this has been a really interesting contest. Another penalty on the Hun School.
There has not been a 5-on-5 since the second period.
That is, a consistent 5-on-5. Yeah, I get your point, but yeah, I just realized that. That's something there. That's something, Sam. Well, the Hawks now will be able to have a man advantage until 129. The officials now talking it over in near the box, that being. And Coach Van Kool calling his players over. And he'll draw up a play to start this power play, saying the Hawks win the face-off. But Sam, this has been a great game, but we would like to ask you all to subscribe to WSJP if you have not already. If you'd like to stay up to date with everything St. Joe's Prep Sports upcoming broadcast. If the Hawks are able to secure the win over the Hun School next Wednesday, the Prep would be in the APAC Championship against either Malvern Prep or Holy Ghost Prep. That game will take place just after this one. So stay tuned to the APAC website to see what will take place in that game. And then the Flyers Cup seeding will take place on Sunday the 22nd. So you'll see where the Hawks can place in the Flyers Cup when that does come around. The Flyers Cup will be after the APAC Championship. And then we go to the spring season after, whenever the Flyers Cup concludes, see how far the Hawks can get into that. But back to this game, back to the now. There is a power play called on the Hun School, called on Eli Brumer. We will face off on the left O-zone of St. Joseph's Prep. Tommy Ely and Val Lee will face off, and it will be won by the Hun School, as they will try to clear down the ice. At this point, though, I'm not sure if clearing it down the ice would be the best option, as you can't just play defense, as you are down 2 goals with just over 3 minutes remaining in this game. And I think they are taking my advice as Ben Kerson flies in to take it away from Honan. Hawks just trying to ride this one out. As we mentioned, not necessarily a need to score, but as Sam said, it would be nice. Valley almost got stick poke. Great job for him to keep it in his possession. Can't find anyone to move the puck to as he gets it taken away. Espana gets that one off the boards. Valley over to Kerson, and caught by Tommy Ely, who puts it down, and here come the Hawks in transition. 3-on-2. Castelli shot that one into the netting.
Yeah, the Hun School just starting off trying to disrupt the Prep from holding the puck in their own zone, which is, the Prep haven't had it in their own zone too often. Excuse me, but, the Hun School need to get something going. It's really tough for them.
Sharafi stays back as the Hawks do not win the faceoff. Kelly Lepage got it down the ice for the Hun School. Here's Jake Ely. Has a man on his back, that being Luca Jean, and he is able to take it away, but there are multiple Hawks who are able to take it away, and that is Adam Sharafi being the main culprit. Here comes Braden Fisher. Down the ice to Sharafi. That one was so close, just a little bit to the right. And the Hawks would have added their 5th goal today. Fight for the puck. Sticks clanking down on the ice. Washlick. Stick pokes it away as it goes into possession of Cole Sullivan, and Sullivan might have held it against the boards, and he takes a hit from Ezra Broomer after the whistle.
Looks like he had it in his hand and it maybe dropped into the bench of the Hun School. Not sure. So Prep get a line change in now.
And more talking going on between both teams. I mean, this has been a game of no mercy, as you can see by the multitude of penalties called on both teams. The Hun School more than St. Joe's Prep, I might add. Fisher will face off, and I'll do it with Kelly Lepage. Face off won by St. Joe's Prep. Tommy Ely off the board pass to Michael Washlick, but it's too far out in front of him, so he'll get it to Braden Fisher instead. Ely tried to center it to Washlick, but it goes to Tommy Ely. Shot. What a catch. That one zipped by. I don't even think I was able to get a look on the puck there. Another face-off coming. 16 seconds now remaining in the power play. And the Hun School will have an opportunity to try and make it a one-goal game, possibly after this power play ends. Unless Luca Jean and company can make a play. More hits on
There's
the
another
board.
penalty. There's another penalty.
Oh, my goodness. I'm trying to edit the scoreboard here, and they're calling penalties, Sam. This is unbelievable.
I think it's on the Prep.
Yeah, that one on Jake Ely. So, big opportunity for the Hun School as they could possibly have 5-on-3 once this power play ends. I'm sorry, 6-on-3 if they will pull the goalie. And it looks like that is what they are going to do now. They're going to start early. Or 6-on-4, I apologize, Sam. There's been 5-on-3 a lot today.
Yeah.
So, yes. They will now have 6-on-4 soon. I'm sorry, 5-on-4 as of now, 6-on-4 in about 8 seconds. So now the Hawks have an opportunity to maybe score here if they can. But you know the Hun School are going to be very aggressive, especially on the neutral zone line. So now it is 6-on-4. Shot saved by Geary. 1:21 remaining. So the Hun School will have a power play remaining for the rest of the game unless they are able to score. And knocked away from Fisher. As the Hun School will recover, the Hawks more of a defensive approach in the next couple of moments. Probably the best decision. Fisher tries to knock it away, and he does, but he couldn't ricochet it more towards the Hawk side of the ice. Washlick off the board pass, but it goes into the possession of the Hun School again. Here's a shot, saved. Nothing there on the rebound for the Raiders, and it's knocked down the ice once again. Under 50 seconds remaining, the Hawks trying to cruise their way to the APAC championship. Washlick is there on the fight, even with the power play. Love the aggression from him. Here comes Darst and company. Fisher, more stick pokes from him, and there is some fighting going on in the corner between Sharafi and Darst. 26 seconds, knocked down the ice again. And Sam, barring anything crazy, the Hawks should advance to the APAC championship and get the win here today. Washlick, final clear, as he is able to knock it away.
Yeah, it went out of bounds.
Okay, I thought it went in the net for a second. I was so confused.
Almost hit a player. He just a player on the bench just hit the deck.
Yeah.
Might have gotten hit.
Possibly the final face-off of the game. The Hawks now just going to coast this one out. Tommy Ely clears, and that one might go in. No, it will not, but it doesn't matter. St. Joe's Prep get a 4-2 win over the Hun School and will now advance to the APAC championship next Wednesday against an opponent that is to be determined. It'll either be Holy Ghost Prep or Malvern Prep. That game will take place in just about 15 minutes' time. And we will see who the Hawks will face in the APAC Championship. This was a very interesting game, Sam.
Very interesting, but very exciting,
Yeah.
nonetheless.
Indeed. The Hawks, 4-2 win over the Hun School. And as I just mentioned, they will advance to the APAC Championship. Congratulations to St. Joe's Prep, Coach Van Kula in his first season, getting his team to the APAC Championship. And we will see how they will fare next week against an opponent to be determined. From myself, Ryan Sullivan, my color analyst, Sam Salamone, we say thank you, have a good night, and go Prep.